Hi, I'm a teacher and I'm a student in RED3012 Foundations of Reading. This is a presentation for the first part of our digital literacy module on questioning, locating, and evaluating to support online reading comprehension. We were told to pick a topic from the What Hot, What's Not list created by the International Literacy Association, and I chose fluency. This year it's rated very cold by those that were surveyed, and it's also rated that it should be cold by those that were surveyed. I was a little surprised because we spent a lot of time in class talking about fluency and how it supports comprehension. And since comprehension is the main goal of reading, I was a little surprised that fluency was rated. I mean, it was up. I think it was the 75% rated it not hot, not important, or not important as related to some of the other ones, I guess, from what I read. And that surprised me with regard to comprehension because comprehension was rated hot and important. So that kind of surprised me. So part of our project was to go through the first 3 steps of the inquiry. And since I have my inquiry topic, and I wrote down some of my questions, which were kind of just what I went over. Why would fluency be considered cold? Why do people feel it should be cold? Since it's related to comprehension, why is comprehension hot and not fluency? So I started off with locating some resources, and I typed into Google, which is my favorite search engine, and I typed in why is fluency not hot? And what I found was interesting. I found a bunch of websites from that it listed Brzezinski, which is a researcher I remember from when we talked about fluency in our fluency modules and chapter. And I recognize his name from a lot of the activities. I know that he talked about, I believe Reader's Theater was a big one for him, and different really fun activities to support fluency. So I thought he would probably be a good one to look at when I was locating them. Also, I went through and I looked at some of the other ones that I located, and skimmed through some of their, the little introductory area to see what I recognized with regard to the website, if it was something familiar, if it looked like it came from something important. The articles I ended up choosing to look at specifically to gain more knowledge about the role of fluency and why some people came from Brzezinski. And when I evaluated these sites, I recognized him, like I said, so I felt good about his material. I felt like it was authentic because some of the ones, one was directly from his website on why he said it was hot, why fluency was important. I also noted that a lot of his articles came from before 2016. They're not really anything too recent. They're all from actually 2010, 2011, 2012, which was interesting. So what I'm understanding, I went back and looked, was that kind of expanded my knowledge a little bit because I went back and looked and I saw that, yeah, back in those days it was also noted not hot. So, I mean, I'd probably have to dig a little bit more, but I wonder when it was considered hot, if ever. I mean, it's listed as one of the pillars, so it's got to be important to some degree. It's just not in the I guess, how when those researchers were surveyed, it's just not listed as important right now. But even back in 2012, he was writing about, well, it might not be considered hot, but it's still very important. So I'm still working on that, for the final project. When I think about the challenges I went through, I felt the questions were fairly easy to make. I mean, we had a little narrowed scope, but it is an interest to me. Location was not too difficult on the topic. I mean, I really got a lot of hits when I put those keywords in. And then evaluating went well, but I did feel like I needed to double check some of them. Some of the organizations at first I didn't recognize, and I didn't know if they were good organizations. I mean, one was a Microsoft site that had pulled Brzezinski's work, but I wasn't sure if it was his actual work or something they had reissued, or if it, it's a little hard to discern. Was it, it could have been something that they put together, the people running that site. So I was careful on that. When I think about my future students, I really see how they could struggle in these areas. I mean, I hope to teach intermediate, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. And I could see how even writing the questions for an inquiry would take a lot more time than, what we're made for. So it definitely is important to me, and it's something that I really hope to get into more. I see some openings on why this is important. So thank you.